Welcome guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 steps that helped me to give birth so easy and quickly and unmedicated. Yeah, let's get right into it. Let me start off with a quick birth story. I got pregnant at 21 years old and I had a pretty easy pregnancy all along. I gave birth at 39 weeks and 3 days and my contractions started at 4 in the morning. Like I woke up at 4 and I felt like this is some intense cramps, but it was bearable. Like I was still going on about my day. I thought I wanted to contact the hospital, but then my mom told me, no, you don't contact them so early. What if you're in labor for 3 days? You can't go there just for 3 days. And yeah, so I continued about my day. The contractions were there. Like around midday, I decided to contact my midwife and tell her like, yo, I think the baby's coming soon. I'm feeling some contractions. And then she told me, yeah, just come over, we'll check. So when I got there to check, he told me, nah, you're actually just 1 centimeter dilated, so the baby might come. It was a Wednesday and she told me the baby might come on Sunday or Monday next week. So I was like, what? Like, I'm gonna stay with this the whole week? And yeah, so I asked her, what can I do to accelerate the process? So she's like, just go for a walk in the forest. Yeah, so I went for a walk, a 2-hour walk, because I was like, yeah, I was so tired of pregnancy. I wanted to get this baby out. I walked and walked, and during the walk is when I started getting these contractions where you're like, stop. I had to hold it. I was holding a tree, yeah, and I was like, let me breathe first. I was like, okay. Yeah, so my contractions were like 10 minutes apart. This was like 4 in the afternoon. After my walk, I contacted her again. And I was like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I was literally lying in my bed and I'm crying. My mom, my sister looking over me. My sister, first of all, she's like, fuck no, what is this? I never want to experience this. And my mom was like, yeah, I think the baby's coming. So I was really there, cramping up, yeah. So we drove to my midwife. She checked again. I was now 5 centimeter dilated. I went from 1 to 5 centimeter in like 4 or 5 hours. So at around, now it was like 10 p.m. I went to hospital and they're like, yeah, I was already 6 centimeter dilated. So like it was going quickly. It was 10 p.m. So stayed in the hospital and waited. Then like the contractions were really strong. Like I was just laying there, and around 2:30 in the morning, my son was born. Basically, when I was 10 centimeter dilated, they told me, yeah, it's time to push. I pushed twice, baby was out. And even myself, I was in shock. And yeah, and that's why I recorded this video today, because I wanted to help other women have such an easy birth process, because I think birth is not an easy thing and you have to prepare for it to like make it this easy. And I really did a lot of preparation because birth trauma is real. I know people who are traumatized from their birth experience. They don't want kids ever again. And for me, I would do it all over again because I really didn't even have any complications. So yeah, first thing that I did that helped me prepare for childbirth is raspberry leaf tea. I started drinking it from around 32 weeks onwards. I drank 1 cup a day. And towards the last few weeks, I think starting from 37 or 38 weeks, I started drinking 3 cups a day, if I could remember, sometimes 2, but I just try to drink it morning, afternoon, evening. Basically, raspberry leaf tea helps strengthening and toning the uterine muscles, which makes your contractions more effective, you know, which will help you shorten your labor process, because if you have efficient contractions that are working, your labor process will be shorter. My labor process was like 22 hours from the first contraction to the end, and I was only really in pain for the last 4 hours. So the first one was bearable. And also, it may reduce the need for medical interventions during childbirth. Second thing was dates. I don't know, I didn't research much about dates, but I just decided to just eat them as much as I could. Sometimes in the morning with my breakfast, with my oats, I just ate 3 dates, and then in the evening, if I remember, I took another 1 or 2, because dates are not really my favorite thing. But I mean, if it helps me have an easier birth, then why would I not try? So I was not so consistent with it, but I tried to eat them whenever I could. Dates may help cervical ripening. And apparently dates help you have a shorter first stage of labor. I heard some people, the first stage of labor can last even 3 days. Also, dates provide natural energy because of their high sugar content. Step number 3, this was walking and squatting. As I said in the beginning, I went for a walk on the day that I was giving birth. So starting very early in my pregnancy, when I found out I was pregnant, I decided I'm just gonna keep active, gonna keep walking. But I took walking seriously from about 5 months. I went for a 1 hour walk every day. And towards the end of my pregnancy, of course, like I was getting heavier. I don't know, I couldn't walk so much anymore, but I walked slower. So I was walking for about 1.5 hours every day, every single day, even in winter. I was walking, and then in the end, I started combining it with squats. So like sometimes I would stop, then I squat, hold for like 5 seconds, and yeah, I tried to do squats before going to bed. I tried to do squats before going anywhere in the morning, after waking up. Just whenever I was bored and I remembered to do a squat, I just did a squat, held it for like 5 or 10 seconds. It really helps opening up the pelvic floor, and I also believe that really helped a lot because I gave birth in the squatting position. So that was the most comfortable position for me. Also, walking can help trigger labor. So I heard about some women that they were already past 40 weeks and they just decided to walk. Or there's even this thing where you do curb walking. Maybe search up curb walking. I did that too, but only maybe like 4 times. It also helps the baby move into the pelvic, the head, like the head. So whenever you're in labor, just go walking. Walk around the hospital walls, walk around in your garden, walk around your house. Walking really helps. I swear on walking. Step number 4, my favorite one, was okra water. Okra water, my midwife didn't know about okra water. This, like, I live in Germany. I heard this from my African aunties. They told me, like, drink okra water. And sometimes you think, like, sometimes you think, what are my aunties even telling me? There's no medical proof behind it. But I decided to just give it a go because there's so many things that I learned from my aunties and everybody in Africa, people that I talked to. And for some reason, it always works. It always works. Even the one like putting a baby to sleep by carrying them on their back. This is my favorite way to put my baby to sleep. And I'm telling you, I learned this from Africa. No European way of putting a baby to sleep beats that method. Okra water. Okra water was my favorite. I drank this once in the morning and once in the evening. I got my okra water from a Thai shop where I live, but you can also get it at any Afro shop. Benefits of okra water is that it has like a slimy texture. It's called mucilage, I think. I don't know how to pronounce that word, guys. Mind my English. But it basically helps lubricate the birth canal, so it's easier for your baby to move out because it's all lubricated. And it's also it's rich in vitamins and minerals, and it can also support overall pregnancy health. Some people told me that it's also good for breastfeeding, for milk supply. So I'm actually about to start taking it again. In the beginning, okra water was really bad because of the slimy texture. I couldn't get it down, but I mixed it with a lemon, or some people told me they made the okra water and then they mix it in a blender with other stuff, and then you don't even really taste it. It doesn't have a strong taste. It's just the texture is very gel-like. And okra water helps you with hydration, which is also important for labor and childbirth, to be hydrated. Yeah. So I'm actually going to show you how to make okra water. So basically, I start off by washing the okra. I also soak it in vinegar and baking soda because you'd never know where it's from. Then I chop it up into small pieces. And when that's all done, you add them in a jar, add some water. Then this is your ready okra water. Put it in the fridge for about 24 hours and then it's ready to drink. Sometimes I would only let it sit for 12 hours. I add some lemon to mask that flavor, and yeah. So coming to the end, step number 5 is mental preparation. So I was in a birthing class where I learned most about the squatting and the walking, and they also talked about perineal massage. Personally, I didn't do the perineal massage, and it just wasn't my thing. you shouldn't go into the birthing room with fear, because I was not scared of birth at all. I didn't put my mind too much into it. I just said I'm gonna take it as it's going to come. So, and I think that's I think that helped me a lot, because I wasn't scared. I actually wanted to do a water birth, but the hospital didn't allow me because it was just one midwife, and they can't do a water birth with only one midwife around. Sorry. What we learned in the birthing class is breathing techniques. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. So all of my labor, I did this breathing. I wasn't on my phone. I thought I'm going to go in this labor room and I'm going to scroll TikTok for distraction, or I'm going to talk to somebody for distraction. No, there's no distraction. Nothing can distract you from that pain. That pain, nobody can distract you from that. Even ignore the fact that I said pain. Just go into the birthing room saying you're going to make it. There's no pain. It's going to win over you. So basically, I did these breathing techniques throughout all of the contractions. I tried to sleep in between contractions just to forget the pain. Even though it's just 5 minutes, trust me, you might manage to sleep because it's so much work. You have to talk positive about yourself to your baby, saying you're gonna make it, and have positive thoughts like I'm gonna have a positive birth experience. Positive affirmations will reduce anxiety, and anxiety is one reason that people end up having a C-section or getting, I don't know, the epidural, because they're anxious, they're scared. But let me tell you, after giving birth, it's like you'll forget everything. Like, I can't remember what it felt like, and I'm alive and I'm doing well. And I think experiencing it all the natural way will help you and change you as a woman, because and later you'll be proud to say I did that. I remember when I was in the room, I wanted the epidural so badly, but another friend that had given birth before me, she told me that she managed to give birth without the epidural, and all natural, everything, yeah. So that basically motivated me, because I kept thinking, if she can do it, I can do it. Like, and if I don't do it, then I'm weaker than her. I know that's not the right mentality, but that was literally my mentality. That's the motivation that I used. If she can do it, I can do it. And like, there's so many thousands of women that have managed to do it. Maybe during the whole contractions part, try to like meditate, try to like breathe. I learned to breathe into the contractions. So like, when I feel them coming, I breathe, I imagine the airflow going there, and I feel like that also helped me. Like, take every contraction as it is, and with every contraction, just know you're one step closer to meeting your child, and once it's over, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Just keep that in your mind, and yeah. So in my story, when it was time to push, yeah. I was so tired. I didn't want to do this any longer. And I think that was my motivation as well, apart from all the steps that I did before, because they told me to push and they told me to get on my back and push. I pushed twice. I told these people, it's not gonna work like that. I can't. I feel his head moving and moving back in. I cannot give birth laying flat on my back. And I actually read that that is the worst way to give birth, flat on your back. It's just easier for the doctors and the midwife. I turned around and I told her, like, the midwife, I want to kneel down on my knees. So basically, I kneel down on my knees. She's like, you have to wait for the contraction to push, yeah? And the pushing part, let me tell you, the pushing part was the least painful part of the whole birthing process. It's just you just need strength, but it was the least pain. It's not painful at all. Even the midwife told me most women tell her pushing is not painful. It's the contractions that lead up to giving birth that's painful. But the pushing itself is not painful, guys. Or if it's painful, it's nothing compared to the contractions. I went in that position, like with kneeling down, holding my head onto the bed. The bed was tilted, and I pushed once, and I felt baby's going to come. So she's like, yeah, just do that again. So I waited for the next contractions. Mind you, the contractions are now coming after, I think, a minute or so. I don't know, I lost track of time. Then the next contraction came. I pushed, a baby was out. And Yeah, I was in disbelief myself. So yeah, I had mild tearing. No, the doctor actually told me the tearing, it was just like a mild tearing, because the baby came out too quickly. There was not enough time to quickly stretch out. That was the mild tearing that I had, but it healed within 1 day or 2 days. Yeah. Actually, if you're interested to read all over this again, I have all the information that I just talked about, like the raspberry leaf tea, the okra water, squatting and walking, and yeah, I have it all combined into one ebook, one file, which you can download, and then you have all the information at hand. I've linked my ebook down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Let me know in the comments down below what else you would like to know, any questions you'll have. Thank you for your time and attention, and thank you for watching my video.